Once upon a time, last winter, I think, darkness and fear crept over a once bright and happy town. Gloomy clouds always hung in the sky, and fear of a rare illness kept people trapped in their homes. On the rare occasion that people did leave their houses, and it was only allowed for emergencies, they wore masks that covered their faces. Children were kept out of stores and restaurants. No one shook hands or dropped by just to say hello anymore. Then one day, last week I think, the sun started shining brighter than it had in months. The birds were singing their springtime songs, and the flowers were starting to poke their heads out of their winter hideaways. In a little house in the center of the corn and cattle town, two brothers stood at the window to watch nature's magic unfold.
Finally!
Jake shouted. He turned to face his brother.
Come on, Will!
The two brothers skipped through the house to the kitchen where their mother was busy cooking something delicious.
Mom, can we go outside?
Jake begged.
Please, it looks so warm.
Will chimed in.
Hey, maybe we can go down the street and play with the neighbors.
Jake said. Will jumped up and down with excitement. Mom put down her spatula and turned to face her two sons.
Sorry, guys. Nobody's leaving this house. Not yet.
Why?
The brothers whined.
It's so nice out. Please.
Will stuck out his pouty lip.
I wish, kids, but it's not about the weather. It's still not safe.
Mom said.
When will it be safe?
Jake asked.
I don't know. Not until this curse is lifted. Why don't you two go play in your room for a while?
Mom returned to her cooking. Will slumped over in disappointment and started for the bedroom that he shared with Jake. Jake followed quickly. As soon as the bedroom door was shut tight, Jake ran to his brother and whispered,
Psst! Will, did you hear what Mom said?
Will rolled his eyes.
Yeah, that we can't go outside.
No, after that.
Jake said.
To go play in our room?
No, before that, about the curse. She said it won't be safe until the curse is lifted.
Whoa!
Will's eyes widened.
What's the curse?
I don't know, but it must be what is making everyone sick and scared.
And why everyone is wearing masks and can't go outside. So if we want to go outside, we need to lift the curse.
We need to break the spell, exactly.
Jake ran over to the bookcase and began tossing books aside.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for a book.
What book?
This book.
Jake grabbed one of the largest ones from the top shelf and tossed it down onto his bed. It was a thick book, old and worn out, with golden designs along the edges of the binding. The title read, Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Fairy Tales by the Grimm's Brothers?
Will asked.
Of course. What other book do you think can help us figure out how to lift a curse? This book is full of stories where the good guys have to break spells. That's basically all a fairy tale is.
The brothers hopped up onto Jake's bed and opened the book to the table of contents. Jake started scrolling down the list of fairy tales.
Ooh, okay. Snow White.
There's a curse in that one.
Will shouted.
But how do they lift it?
As the boys thumbed through the pages, the fair Snow White emerged from their imaginations with the answer to Will's question.
The curse was lifted when I felt true love's kiss.
Snow White sat next to them and rested her head on Jake's shoulder.
Ew!
Both brothers screamed.
No way! No kissing!
What else can we do?
Let's look for a different story.
Snow White joined them in their search, and the three of them turned back to the table of contents.
Hey, Cinderella! How does that one end?
Jake flipped to the new story. Jake, Will, and Snow White read the pages out loud until Cinderella, too, appeared from the imaginary world.
When I finally found the shoe I lost outside the palace and the prince returned it to me, we lived happily ever after.
Cinderella chimed in.
And you were allowed to leave your house?
Will asked.
Forever after, anytime I wanted. I have a lovely garden now.
Cinderella looked longingly out the window of the boys' rooms to the flowers blooming in the yard.
Have you misplaced any of your shoes?
Hey, Will, where's your other soccer cleat? Remember, we couldn't find it last fall.
Jake and Will began hunting for the missing cleat. They looked in the closets and in the pile of dirty clothes. Snow White and Cinderella invited their imaginary animal friends to aid in the search. The mice looked under the bed, and the birds looked on the highest shelves.
I found it!
Cinderella pulled the shoe out from underneath a step stool in the corner of the bedroom.
Here.
She gently pulled a dust bunny from the laces and handed it to Will. Jake helped Will put on both cleats. When Will stood up in them, nothing changed.
What's supposed to happen?
Will asked.
I don't know, the curse will be lifted and Mom will come tell us we can go outside. Try clicking your heels together.
That's a different story entirely,
Cinderella said.
So I guess it didn't work.
Snow White sighed and slumped onto the bed again.
Sorry.
There has to be another fairy tale that will help us,
Jake said.
Back to Brothers Grimm.
Now, 2 brothers and 2 princesses leaned over the book together.
How about Sleeping Beauty?
Will proposed. No sooner had he said her name than Sleeping Beauty also appeared.
Sorry, team. You won't like my solution.
Why?
They all asked.
More kissing.
Ew!
Oh!
Next!
And with that, the boys flipped back to the long list of tales.
Hello, young lads.
Suddenly, a deep, low voice rumbled across the room. The 3 princesses and the 2 brothers looked around nervously.
Who is that?
Jake asked.
If you can guess my name, you will win the game.
A small, impish man popped out from behind the bookshelf. He had with him an old spinning wheel and a bag slung over his shoulder.
I don't know. Robert?
Jake shrugged.
Robert! I said I don't know.
Rumpelstiltskin? It's story number 15.
Will pointed to the book's table of contents once again.
What do you do with the spinning wheel?
Jake asked the strange imp.
I can teach you before you are old how to spin straw into beautiful gold.
Rumpelstiltskin showed the boy his bag. In one pocket was a bundle of straw. In another pocket, strands of golden thread glittered.
What does that have to do with lifting the curse?
Will asked.
Give me your hand and I'll show you the way. Spinning straw into gold will turn night into day.
All right, I guess it's worth a shot.
Jake took a step toward the strange little man, but before he could take another, Sleeping Beauty interrupted.
Wait! Do not touch that spindle.
She warned.
Why?
The brothers asked.
Trust me, I know what harm magic needles can do. Working a magic spinning wheel is what put me to sleep in the first place.
Sleeping Beauty responded.
If I hadn't pricked my finger on a spindle just like his, I would just be known as Beauty.
Then I give up.
Jake threw his arms in the air.
Thanks a lot. None of you have been any help at all. We're never going to lift this curse.
Will we have to stay inside forever?
Will was almost in tears. He plopped down onto the bed in despair. Sleeping Beauty sat down next to him.
All curses are eventually lifted,
She said.
Sometimes you just have to wait it out. That's what I had to do. I waited. Until my prince came along, I waited. And slept.
So did I.
Snow White chimed in.
I waited. Even before I ate the poison apple, I was waiting. I had to wait for the defeat of the evil queen.
I don't want to wait.
Jake said.
I've been waiting. I want everything to be normal again. I want to swim in the lake. I want to go to a concert. I want to hang out with my friends. I even missed school.
Not me.
Will muttered.
But I do want to go outside.
No one likes to wait. Patience is a difficult thing to learn.
Sleeping Beauty said.
Most of us don't learn to be patient until we have to be.
Cinderella said.
Waiting was all I could do until my shoe was found and returned. Even before that, I waited for my fairy godmother. I did my chores, entertained myself the best I could, and I waited until a better life was possible. Did I like it? Absolutely not. Was it worth it in the end? Definitely.
What about him?
Will pointed to Rumpelstiltskin.
Don't listen to him.
Snow White scoffed.
All he does is prey on people who are too anxious to wait. The last princess he promised to help overnight ended up owing him her firstborn child.
Rumpelstiltskin sulked.
So, we wait?
Jake asked.
That's how to lift the curse?
That's been my experience.
Sleeping Beauty said.
No bad magic lasts forever.
Snow White added.
But sometimes rushing into the storm only makes things worse.
Cinderella turned toward Rumpelstiltskin.
Right, Rumps?
He looked like a toddler with a beard as he turned his back toward the group in a childish rage.
Fine. Throw a fit, old man. You know we're right.
Cinderella said. With that remark, Rumpelstiltskin disappeared back into his story.
So, I guess we...
Just wait.
Will finished his brother's sentence.
I think that's the key, dudes.
Sleeping Beauty agreed.
Good luck.
She vanished from the room.
The shoe will be found eventually.
Cinderella winked at the boys as she, too, faded away.
We feel your pain, but you can get through this.
Snow White kissed each brother on the cheek and disappeared. The boys didn't even say,
Ew!
Okay, guys, time for dinner.
Mom opened the door to the boys' room to find them sitting together on the bed, thumbing through fairy tales.
What are you guys doing?
Just waiting.
They said. Mom smiled at them.
Me too, boys.
She said.
Me too.
The end!